Hi, good morning. I'm Patrick Eckelmann. I am the lead teacher for the Universal Pre-K 4s program at the Early Childhood Center at Brooklyn College. My vision of childhood is a stress-free environment. It is an age that you only can live once, where you can be free, where you can be creative, where you have so much hope and dream, and those who are in your life, hopefully they're a positive influence where they can help you reach your potential, whether it's in a school environment or a family background or so forth, but really living free, but also having guidance to develop in a mature path as they get older. I work to create a classroom that is part of a community, teaching children that they don't learn within just the four walls of our classroom, but that we get out of the classroom and partake in the community that's around us, learning what their interests are, by taking daily walks through the community, seeing what focal points they have on the community, whether it be a local grocery store, a community garden, for example, and then going back and revisiting that, learning from the experts in that field, and bringing it back to the classroom where they can have observations and experiences over and over again to gain understanding and knowledge and so forth on a fun and playful way, on an open-ended way where their creativity is helping them to gain new knowledge as they experiment with these ideas, and as well as they understand the bigger picture, that they have a purpose in the community, that they're not just going to a school and waiting for mommy or daddy to come back and pick them up, but while they're there, there's learning that's taking place. Some good qualities that a teacher should possess: number one is patience, is kindness, especially when dealing with young children, because you do need patience when you're dealing with a young child, because there's so much that goes on throughout the day. And there's so much growth that needs to take time to develop. And you might think that you're doing the same things over and over again, but truly that child's gaining experience. You're growing with that child. You're building a relationship with your students on a daily basis as you just give them patience, as you have kindness towards them, as you yourself are the example for them to follow you and follow in your ways. Having a meaningful curriculum requires a lot of time and devotion. Working together as a collaborative team with your colleagues and associates to understand, again, the interest in the classroom that's coming from the children, and then how do you create a curriculum around those ideas so that each child has their needs met in a way, and outside of the teaching schedule, sitting down in private meetings, sitting down with many different collaborative, supportive teams aside from the school that you bring in to really make an experience worthwhile for a child to engage in. The learning environment should always create a message that they're welcome, that there is a sense of interest, that there is a sense of safety, that children can come together and be encouraged by what they see in front of them to put their thoughts into action, where they can construct buildings or paint pictures that really allows their ideas to be more concrete, and it gives them a sense of hope. It builds their self-esteem. When they're not having such a good day, it's a great time for teachers to come along to children and really help them get back on track, help them bounce back and think of things on a positive note rather than on the downside, but really looking at the positive in all areas and making good, healthy choices. The community around them, the world around them is so diverse, yet rapidly changing on a daily basis. And for them to just partake in that, one aspect, and explode that, and expand that aspect into so many ways, to see the finer details in the fabric in a wonderful society that we live in. I don't think that we should put learning inside a box, but rather go out beyond the four walls and embrace diversity rather than fear it. In my life, there's been many who I can say who have inspired me to do the work that I do today. Ultimately, my parents, who have been the role models in my life as a younger child and growing up under their wingship, to favorite teachers that I've had, to leaders in my life that have really molded my character that I possess and portray on a daily basis, to those who I serve in my community, in my classroom. There's just a passion inside of me, a joy that's inside of me that's unspeakable, that when I'm in my classroom, no strings attached, I just do what I do because I believe that's what's inside of me. The talents that I've been given, the gifts that I portray, the knowledge that I've obtained, putting that together to serve my community, serve my students, and putting them before me. Children have taught me many things over the years, from their quirky sense of humor to their intellectual thought, but ultimately their spirit. They've taught me how to listen, how to come down to their level and understand who they are, to really see their thoughts portrayed into actions. Is a great joy for myself, and understanding them and listening to them, because they don't always have the words to express themselves, but over time, over the year, you understand who that child is. You get to know who that child is, and allowing that information to just spread throughout the curriculum, to send that message back home that their child is taken care of, that their child is loved, that their child is nurtured, that their child is learning, is just remarkable.